everybody. Welcome to the second session, which is going to be episodes 2 and 2.5 of GIANTSLAYER and Pathfinder 1st Edition. Just like we said last time, just everyone be aware that this is a cast full of adult players who will be making adult jokes, and the subject matter can get a little bit dark, but shouldn't be too terrible. But just if you're not okay with dick jokes, or if you're under the age of 18, now will be the time that we're going to go ahead and ask you to, go on about your business, so that there's no issues at all. Oh, hey, there appears to be a lot of conversation regarding my RTX in chat. Okay, I guess it didn't clear my my chat from the last time. All right, let's go ahead and unmute, and we'll talk to the party.
Howdy, howdy.
See.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello,
I steal
nerds.
Hello.
I steal people's caps. That's my job.
How are you all doing today?
Pretty alright,
Making really bad jokes while you were deafened, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm living life substantially gay.
Only substantially? Oh, it's gone down?
As you do. All right. So, welcome, guys, to episode 2. Well, session 2. It's going to be episodes 2 and 2.5 of the session.
Yay.
I need to go ahead and grab myself something to drink. And because I see that there's a ton of hydrate redeems.
Oh boy.
It's always Ash. Even if they're
Yeah.
not here, blame them anyway.
But who wants to go ahead and take a shot at doing the last time on Dragon Ball Z, as it were?
I can do a very disorganized version of it.
Vote for our friend who is the Russian accent character. That could be fun.
Oh, it's up to you. Let me go grab something to drink and have someone go ahead and do that.
Would y'all like me to try my best too?
Take a
Go for
crack at it.
You are
Alright.
the only one who's willing to, so...
Fair enough.
There was a reason I asked about this.
I would volunteer, but I think there are two people in this chat that actually might not want me to do that much speaking right away.
Yes, you have a hurt person. So shh. Anywho, so last
Quiet as a
time.
mouse.
Oh yeah.
Shut-
You want to talk?
shut.
Huh? All right. So last time we started out in our adventure in Tranau. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I always forget how to pronounce names and such. And our game started with us going to a ceremony for the guards captain's daughter's.
Oh no, the chieftain's daughter.
The chieftain's daughter. Sorry, yes. The chieftain's daughter's sort of coming of age ceremony, and she had to participate in a tug of war using whoever she could get on her side, and she ended up picking all of our characters to help her. With your great struggle, we managed to barely win, with a little bit of help from the opposing team's guards, stopping right at the end, helping us out. And this is why I said this is going to be disjointed, because now I'm going back in time. We also saw the what the special ceremonial knife that is given to each Trunauans was used for. It was used for form of suicide. Later, we spent the night drinking, telling stories, getting some quests more or less. Like Trass and Scarri went off to go fish, and we also had the quest of checking out the little doodles that were along the on some of the houses, that graffiti that the kids were doing. But we found that it couldn't possibly be kids doing that. Other than that, I forget some of the other characters' stuff and things, but we did end up spending the night, sadly not getting to mention that it definitely wasn't a children doing the graffiti. when we had woken, the guards captain had been killed. Making it look like us, and whoever did it made it look like a suicide. Other than that, we just started looking around and exploring from there, trying to figure out who did this and what happened. Some leads that we have was the person in the end room and the multiple people that have been using it at the inn had been part of some sort of group that had been tagging the town in search of something. The notable places seem to have been the waterfall and a old burnt down church outside of town. And I forget, I think there was a third one, but I do not remember it currently. Other than that, we also found what seems to be shards of glass that were a vial of some sort right outside the window of the guard captain, where it looks like someone ran away from. And we got an incredibly good roll, but I do not remember what that roll was to identify like what it was. Specifically, Scarri was trying to see what type of alchemic thing it was.
Scarri had rolled an 18 for her alchemy check.
And that's plus what?
I mean, no,
Or was it
18
very
total.
large? Oh, was it? I thought it was higher.
I'm looking back up the thing and I don't see anything higher.
The last thing that I see this guy rolled was the 18.
Yeah.
Which, if I recall correctly,
we switched to
Real
dice.
Oh,
We switched to
okay.
real dice, so it wasn't 18 because that was a plus.
I do remember it was high enough that you were definitely going to get all the information.
Yeah.
It was a 21 if I remember correctly.
I was gonna say it was 20 something if I remember correctly.
It was like this or 20.
Scarry's boost is like
I have a plus
12.
12 to it.
Yeah. So
Stupid. It's such a
if it was that 18, that would be a 30.
You know, it was 20 something though. So
Yeah, it was high 20s.
I'm gonna do
Okay,
this.
well, I'll accept that. I think that was good. At least a pretty good recap. Really glossed over you guys becoming friendly with Roderick. But
Oh,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Hey, what was our friend?
we're just, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
He's a little goof.
So,
I don't.
the
I feel like what we've done couldn't be considered a grief.
but yeah, so you went ahead and looked at the vial, and the vial, after giving it like a once over, taking a quick look at it, you see that it was a potion of this one in particular had a poison in it, and it's looking for the exact type of poison. Oil of Taggart, which you would know with a roll that high is a paralytic poison.
Well, that explains that.
Everyone, this is definitely a paralytic poison.
I'll also point out that you guys did find the abandoned note in the room that was that had the excuse me, in the room that had the writing on it, which reads, "Malira, I shouldn't be away for much longer. We still haven't found what we're looking for, but it's only a matter of time, and the other preparations are proceeding as planned. Meddling militia patrol captain. Don't foresee him being a threat for much longer. Once our work is done, it won't matter anyway, and return to you. I marvel that I have found you in the midst of all this, and I think of you soon, my beloved.
Yes.
You also didn't really look through Rajik's room very much because you saw the stuff glinting off the floor outside the window, and then all went outside to do that.
No, I believe that was only Gaelin and Trass that went outside to get it, and then brought it back in the burlap piece of sack that
Yeah,
we
the piece of
stole.
like potato sack.
Yeah.
And I believe why you, Mr. Jeffers and I did a somewhat more thorough sweep of the room. And
You
that's
did a tracking thing specifically to see if like
the person from the other room had been in there.
yeah, you didn't like really look around the room. It was just Jeffers specifically tracking that smell.
I'm not sure, but perhaps we should go update them.
Yeah.
Just sort of next to Scarri, sort of watching over her.
Okay. So you still have to look through, like actually look through Rajik's room. Because again, the only thing that was really done in there was the cat went to follow the scent. As far as other leads that you have is you do remember that Brynja, they had talked about the fact that Roderick was dating Brynja Kelver, and that that was kind of on the down low. And it had been suggested by Cursed, Roderick's brother, that like maybe Brynja knows a little bit what's happening. You know, they didn't really publicize a lot of their information and stuff, so there might be like some leads or information from her that no one else would know.
Fair.
Okay.
So we
So
really
we're
haven't
all
checked the.
yeah, we're all standing in the middle of Roderick's room, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Well, everyone
we
but
should be.
everyone but Travis and Skari.
Trass and Scarri is going to go and tell fucking names. Worst thing ever for me.
The Roll20 has most of the people we've interacted with.
Yes.
So.
Kurtz?
Cursed,
I
yeah.
suppose?
So Cursed is at the Longhouse. He's at like his home that's also a combination of town hall. He's not here right now.
Yeah, so Trass and Scarri are going to go tell Kurtz what we know so far, that this is definitely not a suicide.
Didn't we do that before he left?
Yes, but now we have proof.
I was gonna say we made it pretty clear before you left before that we were of the impression that this was definitely not suicide, and at this
Yes.
point the only thing we've done is gathered proof of that fact. That's all we have. We don't have.
True.
I mean, we
We
also
don't
have
have a suspect
possible
or
locations about where they went.
I believe there was a mention of an old church that people use for testing courage or romantic meetings.
Yes, it's right outside town.
Yep.
But he also mentioned, due to the political shitstorm that is politics, we would have to get someone to contact him for us, because he won't just be free at the drop of a hat.
Yes.
Because he has to plan the funeral.
Oh no, he just meant like all that he meant was that you'd have to like go to him, right? Like he couldn't be available the whole time. That was just him being polite, saying like if I'm not available, I'll have my assistant take me.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe we should hold off on heading out for now and finish like looking around the room with everyone.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Galen's gonna go ahead and start just doing a thorough sweep of this room.
Okay.
Brass is definitely going to like pay attention to the underside of the bed, like just specifically looking through that part under the
Make
bed.
notice check, or not, no, perception check.
Okay.
Just a quick check for you, Blake. Is there anything playing from the bot right now, or no?
It should be, but it should also be very quiet.
Okay, I haven't heard anything, and I wanted to just.
Yeah. I haven't heard
17
anything.
for Galen.
I got a 17 as well. I'm specifically looking under the bed though, like that specific area.
Okay. Give me just a second to upload something here.
Hey.
You said you had a 17?
Both of us, yes. Trass and
Gaelin.
Gaelin, yeah. Wow.
You find underneath the bed a old crumpled up piece of parchment.
Trass will carefully take it and uncrumple it.
There you go. And because we do have an audio podcast, I will politely ask you to read the handout you were.
All right. Morning Hawk's Fine Steel. Receipt of purchase. Customer Roderick Grath. Order 1 Hope Knife. Additional options. That the additional options are engraving, silver, and matching sheath. The engraving option having been crossed out, not crossed.
Chosen. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Chosen, yes. That is the word. Engraving should read, "For Roderick, my love." Smith, Earnsel?
Mm-hmm.
To be Smith Earnsel. Alright.
Now, also as a reminder, Cursed did give you guys the hope knife that was found lodged in Roderick's throat.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
You went silent. Did you accidentally mute yourself?
I did?
Whoever was talking, yeah. Or did you just stop talking?
I didn't. I don't know. Things just fucked up, I guess. I don't know. Sorry. But what I was saying was, someone get me the hope knife, please, real quick. I need to check something. Well, I'm still like looking at the paper, my other hand sort of outstretched.
Okay. Galen's gonna pull out the hope knife and hand it to.
The hope knife is a well-made, very impressive piece of equipment. It does appear. Let me take a look at some skill checks.
Oh no. I'm scared.
I'll take an appraise check here. You can make that unskilled.
Yeah.
The joke being is that you should always be able to make it unskilled. I'm just being true.
All right, I guess I'm gonna try and appraise it.
This isn't like super hard to get information, so.
All right, I got a 12 minus 1, so an 11.
It seems fairly new. Like the hope knife does appear as if it was made very, very recently.
I'm specifically looking for the if the engraving is on it.
So there's no engraving, but there is a small patch which Gaelin, being a native to the town, could tell you is normally where engravings go. You had talked with Sarah Morninghawk, the town smith, and her wife, Agrit Skagensdar, the dwarf, and they had shown you that rather than like exchange rings in Chernow, you exchange hope knives. And Gaelin would be able to confirm for you that like this has the spot where the engraving for like, oh hey, I love you would normally go, but it's not on here.
Okay, so that's I will specifically show Trust will go up to Galen and like hold up the receipt, hold up the knife, and just like where would the engraving be on this? Or is this, do you think this is even the same knife? Should we even get this checked? Should we go check this out?
The spot where the engraving should be is unused here.
You have some white noise going on in your background, Legion. Just letting you know.
Hold on just a second.
Wow.
The help, is it still going on?
It's better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have my AC unit is
It's okay.
portable, so not a whole lot I can do about it.
No, it's
Sorry.
okay. I just wanted to. I didn't know if it was like you had a fan pointed at something easily fixed.
No. Oh, well, there it goes. It just cut off, so we'll go ahead and keep it turned off.
Perfect. So I think this is like really odd. This is very obviously a receipt for having a knife, which seems to the knife used isn't engraved. Why would that happen?
Could it perhaps be hidden somewhere else since their relationship was not public knowledge?
Or perhaps they did that thing where they exchanged their knives.
Yes, but this one, the receipt is for one that specifically says, "For Roderick, my love." Why would he give it to her in that situation? This seems very much like something that would have been given to him for this thing, and this knife doesn't match that. And instead of fighting to get his hope knife off of him while he slept or was paralyzed, wouldn't it have been easier to take a much more fresh one and then take the knife after?
True. But I do have a question. Who would buy a knife for themselves with their own name and my love attached? It seems rather desperate.
Press is going to rub her face very, very hard in somewhat exasperation. His love bought the knife for Roderick, her love, to then present to him.
But then why would Roderick have the receipt, and why would Roderick be the customer? Wouldn't the other person be the customer?
Very good question. Very good question.
Well, we could always go visit the...
Ursula.
What was her name? Well, yeah.
Brynja Kelver is the fiance, and Sarah Morningstar, or Morninghawk rather, is the blacksmith.
But the note said Smith Ursel.
Yeah, but you would know that like a town this size that needs to do that much thing. Like Sarah probably runs the blacksmith, but she probably has like apprentices under her. Like that's
Okay,
not the
yeah.
weird part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very common.
Yeah. So I think that's probably our next lead. Or either we go there or we go to check out the burnt church, or we go back to the waterfall and check out more around there in the daylight. We could split up, gang.
Mm.
Splitting up seems ill-advised. They seem pretty well organized.
We should probably stop by Morning Hawks, and then we can go see Brynja, and then hit the waterfall.
Okay.
That at least takes care of everything within the city walls.
And then we can check the Burt Church afterwards.
Yeah. Trust will
Perhaps-
specifically ask Gaelin, what would be the best route through the town, like the fastest way through to get everywhere?
It's a pretty simple layout for the town, so it's he'd be able to easily point it to you and show you, because presumably.
Yeah, I just wanted to like have that specifically said, so we are going like an optimal route, even though it might not be in the order of things.
Yeah, so you guys are currently at the Ramble House, which on the map that I'm currently showing you is point
Okay.
no, point 8. So it's in the northern sector of town,
Oh, yes.
like the downtown sector.
Mhm.
The Hope Spring is the lake to the west. The blacksmith is called Clamor, and that's the point 14, which is actually right on the shore of the spring.
Okay.
And you don't have it's not numbered on here because it's not like her home is a particularly important thing in the scheme of things, but you would know that Brynja probably lives in the residential section that's like that middle section between the two walls on the eastern side,
Okay.
because that's where
So in
most
the-
people live.
Yeah. So from where we are, the seems the blacksmith, then the spring, and then we can go to the district.
Well, you'd
right
have to
after that.
because in order to get to where you guys had seen the writing, you'll have to go through that section on the walls to see where number 11's actually on top of the cliff face there.
Okay, yeah. Fair. Okay. So 14 the residential district, and then up to 11.
Well, actually, to be fair, you could probably check it out from either side because it's on the wall. You know what I mean? It's where that waterfall is. It's like between the two.
Yeah.
You had a chance to take a look at it from the ground level, but you didn't get a chance to look at it from above. But at the same time, like either one would be a viable way. So let me shut the fuck up and let you figure out what.
I think regardless of what we do after, 14 is our first step.
Yeah.
So we go there, we see what we find out, and we go from there, because our plans could change depending on new information.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's good.
In the residential district, that's like where 13 is, right? That section.
Let me go ahead and pull that back up again. I had closed it.
No, 15.
Yeah,
That's
where
where
like
all the
15 is
12s
on the eastern side. Yeah.
in between the 12.
Oh, I just can't read. I thought that said 13. That's fine. I need new glasses. It's fine. I'm blind.
And for
Anyway,
those who are
14.
listening, this map is again on the Discord, or not the Discord, the Drive folder. It's available. Okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check as you guys are walking. It is fairly early in the morning. I will remind you of that because you guys had been woken up by Cham Laringfast screaming at like 6 a.m. And realistically speaking, you guys haven't done a whole lot. You haven't left the main hall or the Ramble House. You've kind of just been looking around. So it's probably only like 8 a.m.
Galen's got a 24.
Also, you
Brass
can't.
has a
Sirenscape should be playing now, so you should be able to hear.
I hear nothing.
I was gonna.
Fenrus is a 17.
Should we just type it into Roll20 after we roll? Would that be easier?
Yes, please.
that would also help with remembering.
I'm gonna roll and then just type my number.
No, doggo. There is a tiny dog being very angry nearby.
Bark, bark, bark.
Bork, 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 bork.
Okay, the 17s and the 24. Dog. Calm the fuck down, puppy.
But what about that 11?
Yeah, the 11 doesn't see anything.
Hey yo.
Eleven's just having a nice stroll.
Gonna have a good
Oh
time.
my goodness, I am so sorry.
Oh!
Scarri here for a good time, not a long time.
Howser.
It's a number.
Correction,
Oh.
9.
Ah.
I forgot the alertness because
Because you have jitters, yeah. Okay, so the 17s and the 24, as you guys are walking down the fairly quiet streets, you notice that there is someone following you. They appear to be a roughly 6-foot tall figure with a heavy cloak, and the hood is drawn up.
Scary tall people. Got it.
So am I the only one who notices our shadow, or
Oh
is
no,
there
anyone. So Krystalia notices it, Fenrus notices it, and Gaelin notices
Oh
it.
no, that was out loud
Oh, okay.
to the party.
Oh!
Sorry,
in
Trash,
character statement.
Yeah, in character.
I am also aware. I also would like to add that I like how the two people who are essentially under 4 feet are the ones who didn't notice the tiny people.
No time.
It's true, the short people do block out the tall
Group,
people.
so we just see legs all around us. Like towering monoliths of people.
Yeah.
You learn
I
to
also noticed.
tune out just the legs. Yeah, she saw legs. I was ignoring it again.
And Gaelin, with your high perception roll, and also your experience as a ranger, you would know that this person's not only following you, but they're like actively trying to get closer. Like they're like aggressively pursuing you.
They're aggressively tracking us right now. Like,
And like
Borderline
kind of
hunting?
approaching. Oh, like yeah. They're not keeping
Gaelin
their
is going
distance to
to-
try to fight you. They're trying to get
They're
closer
in
without being
pursuit.
noticed. Yeah.
right,
They know
so
where we are.
Gaelin is going to kind of as inconspicuously as possible motion with his hand behind him for everyone to follow and duck between the buildings. Like normal walking pace, and then suddenly just bolt into the alleyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Following Galen,
And, like-
because they would know where they're going at the very least.
Yeah. Trash and Scarri will stick in the same same square, the same within
Within arm's
one
reach of
square.
each other.
Yeah, and scurry into the alley along with everyone.
Yuri
The-
and Scarri, once
Yeah.
again.
Now
Almost.
this is completely up to how close this individual has gotten to us so far, but the plan here is to get to the end of the alley and hook the corner and wait for them.
You think that you'd probably be able to get to the end, but you don't know if you'd be able to go hook the corner.
That's fine actually. Them knowing that we made it to the end of the alley, if they can see us hook the corner, they'll know to follow. Or at least I'm
Yeah.
hoping they will. Kind of the idea.
Trask will specifically. Sorry.
yeah, once we get around the corner, I'm just gonna I'm gonna go ahead and just ready my dagger and just sit on the corner waiting.
Okay. The individual walks to within eyesight of the alley, but at this point they've crossed over to the other side of the street. And you can tell that this is a deliberate thing. They are aware that you're probably starting like waiting for an ambush. They get there, you lock eyes with them. The individual appears to be a half-orc. It's hard to make out any kind of like features, but they've got heavily scarred, like a very heavily scarred face. But they look at you. They give like a half smile or a smirk. It's kind of hard to make out like exactly what the expression is. And then they take off at a run, a little bit down the road, down into another alleyway. They're trying to get away from you.
Pursuit time.
Trass will specifically say to Scarri, I'll guide you. You watch behind us. So Scarri will be looking back more while Trass guides her wherever we're going. So we have someone watching our back, basically.
That's just that.
We're just gonna get you a little backpack that's just a wooden seat for her to sit on.
Wait, you can also just get one for the cat.
That's true.
But yeah, the second they take off, I'm bolting back around the corner after them.
Okay, make
Afterward.
me
I'm gonna check down too.
make me a dexterity check, everybody, to try to keep up with him. You have a fairly significant advantage here in the fact that like he was clearly not he's not running super fast because he's also trying not to like alarm other people. And there's not a lot of people on the street, but there's enough that like he doesn't want to just be seen bum rushing down. You know what I mean?
Just normal dexterity?
15.
23.
Does my armor affect this or no?
Yeah, I would say that there's well, no. Say no because it doesn't.
Okay.
19.
Well, yeah, we will put your armor penalty on it because it's
I just want to know if I'm rolling
it's movement
at
based,
0
so, yeah.
or -6.
Let's half it. Say neg 3.
Okay.
Oh yeah, here, let's go.
Solid 15.
He's seen.
I think Scarri took the recommendation of
Watch our backs.
watch our backs a little bit too seriously.
Oh no. Oh
Um,
no. I'm terrified.
I am scared.
Oh no.
Oh!
Okay, so
Oh,
Scarri,
no.
you're gonna come in late then, Scarri.
Everyone, I got a nat 1 last time. It was your turn.
Also,
Yeah,
can you
fair.
guys still not hear the Sirenscape bot?
I was
yeah.
gonna actually
I
mention
cannot.
something. I wasn't hearing the Sirenscape bot, but occasionally I hear an echo of someone talking.
That's gonna be me.
Okay. It only bothers me when it's me.
Let me try closing the bot out and reconnecting it.
Double bangs.
Can you hear it now?
No.
Nada.
Negative.
I tried to mention it earlier just in case because I wanted it to be as active as possible.
I'm trying to figure because I can hear it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I've never used anything like this, so I don't have like maybe. Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna pretend to give advice. I don't understand technology as it is.
Fair enough.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh,
There it is.
hey! Music!
Spoopy music.
It seemed a little bit hopeful to me.
No, you're hopeful.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, that is indeed working again.
okay, good.
Okay, I need to take my headphones off for a second. That really hurt.
Sorry, I was not expecting it to be so loud.
I'm back. Wow. Sorry.
No, you're okay. You should be back now, though.
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
I-
good. All right, sorry, technical issues, everybody. I apologize for that.
Yeah, I had the volume of it turned all the way up, so when
Oh, because it was
started-
quiet, yeah.
Yeah, so it just blasted my eardrums.
I know, Max. I'm only at half. Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
it should be good now, right?
No, it is.
Yeah,
It's fine
it's
now. It was just like I thought I had mine at 200, but it was only at 100, and I thought it was still loud. So like having it on max would be a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, and my computer is still fucked up in the fact that volumes are all exponentially louder than they should be.
Ah,
So
okay.
it really hurt.
Oof.
Sensitive rat ear problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
this
right,
is a thing.
so Scarri, you're gonna come in late.
Are those... I know there's a shoulder, but the shoulders on dogs, but they look like boobs.
The dogs are breasting boobily in their cages.
Exactly.
Oh, is that what those are? It's like why
Yeah,
are
they're-
there like face up like
Mannequin.
mannequins from a fashion store?
And
You
you
come
can
around-
like zoom in on them and see.
You come around the corner, and the half-orc individual is sprinting past you or down the alleyway, and he like goes down. You notice that at the end of this alleyway there are 3 cages that look fairly quickly constructed, like they were definitely made hastily. And inside are 3 wolves. And as he comes around the corner, he whistles loudly, and the wolves start to wake up. And he takes a potion off his belt, chugs it, and starts to disappear before your eyes.
Bastard.
And then you see the cages all open up. So clearly, he's opened them while you can't see him.
Unfair, but you know.
Is there any chance that I can haphazardly throw an alchemist fire at the last one to be opened to try and catch him with it?
We'll see. We'll see what happens on your initiative.
Fair enough.
I was gonna say that seems like a bit of a chuck. You know what I'm saying?
Oof, the big
Oh yeah,
chunk.
no, that okay, yeah, that's for, I just saw how far away we were.
Yeah,
Never
we're,
mind.
We're a decent pace away. So like
he had
That's
the,
a hell of an arm.
yeah.
What? Oh god, where is initiative shenanigans?
Roll a d20 and add your. It should just be your dexterity modifier, because I don't think anyone took improved initiative, and no one should have anything that actually adds to initiative at all.
Oh, okay. I was just asking because I wasn't sure. Where did
And
my dice?
Scarri, I'm gonna have you roll also. Just you're gonna lose your first turn, basically.
Of course.
Didn't do as good this time. Rolled a 10, so
Literally just accidentally put my dice in my hoodie pocket and lost it like a professional.
Ooh, well done.
So it's dice roll plus dex mod.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, there should actually be a thing that says initiative, but yeah. So initiative is
Right under help.
your dex mod plus any modifiers that you have, which I don't think anybody has any special modifiers.
I blew my nat 20 on initiative, guys.
I don't know if that's blowing, honestly. Like a high initiative is pretty solid.
That's fair.
I'm right
I was
behind you.
bolting down the.
I'm right
Oh my
behind
god,
you.
stop saying dirty 20. That's like my
Is that 2 nat 20s and a 19?
No, mine's a dirty 20.
Not a nat 20.
So what is it then, actually?
It's a total 20. I rolled a 17 plus 3.
Okay.
So it's not a nat 20. It's just 20.
They got a nat 20.
Just dirty.
Oh boy.
I don't think Traz is throwing that alchemist fire.
Give me 1 sec. Let me go get the bestiary. I forgot
yeah.
it.
I would not have been able to make it anyway.
Is it,
It's
what's
a
the
10
range?
foot.
Is it 10
touch.
feet? Oh
Apparently.
no.
What's I'm forgetting what is defined as close range.
5.
Of course,
5 feet.
I had ribs for dinner, and Mauser is currently just like sniffing at the box that had the ribs in it. She's like, "Give me the bones.
give me the bones, man.
I want your ribs."
Your dog perhaps a fae.
Mauser?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. She is chaotic.
Like they're going for
bone
bones.
fairy.
It's just vicious.
Bones? You give bones? Hold on. You give bones?
And name? Bones and name, please?
What's their name?
There we go. Okay. And I do want to point out that I'm using dogs for the icons here. These are wolves. Like these are
Spooky.
like
Scary.
full grown. In fact, Gaelin, you would recognize these are definitely orcish wolves. Like these are the kind of wolves that you would have seen, like the orcs of Belkzen using as a war animal.
Definitely trained war wolves.
But
Yeah, resting googly in their
but
cage.
make me a perception check.
Everybody or just
No, just Gaelin, because Gaelin's familiar with this kind of wolf.
time to find out if they're.
I've also
barking up
not
the
been
right
doing my
tree.
voice training because I just woke up from a nap.
That's gonna
so-
be
Mm,
17
Okay.
plus.
there we go. So now we're back into my fem voice.
Because they're you specifically said they are orcish wolves. Does my
I'll allow your favorite enemy to
come into
work.
it?
Yeah, I'll allow your
Alright,
favorite
so
enemy
that's-
to work here.
17 plus 13. 20,
Yeah, that's
30, 30.
Something is wrong with these wolves.
They're gay.
A little early for a 30, but I appreciate it.
There is something very wrong with these wolves. You have seen orcish war wolves before. These are you wouldn't say rabid, because if I say rabid that implies the specific disease of rabies, but like they have a wild look in their eyes, their mouths are like covered in gunk and that like you wouldn't normally have seen. Something is definitely not right about these wolves.
Got it. Not pettable doggos.
All right, and it is Galen's turn.
Oh.
And so you guys are roughly, well, everyone but Scarri is roughly 75 feet now.
Okay. Let's see. Considering that I came with the dagger ready, I'm gonna have to. Is it a full round action to ready a weapon?
No, because you could just drop the dagger, and then ready the bow. Readying the bow would be a movement action.
Yeah, so I'll just ready the bow, and I'm taking a shot at one of the wolves.
The one in the west, the one in the east, or the one in the center?
Let's go for. Let's go for.
I will not,
this
however,
one here.
allow your favorite enemy to work on attacks here. I'll allow it for the
That's
perceptions,
totally-
but like.
Yeah. So that is a 7 plus 3. That's 20. Total 20 for that.
Sure. Total 20.
And then it's I grab my.
A 20 will definitely hit.
Box. And it's 1d8
know.
plus 1 damage.
Do I have range on my bow?
Bows have a very
It is-
long range.
6 plus 1, that's 7 damage.
Okay. That wolf takes an arrow to the chest and lets out his like sad puppy noise. But it's still standing.
Okay. And then as
You
I
said you were shooting the one in the center?
the one on the west. This one
Okay.
here.
Okay.
And then as Gaelin releases the arrow, he's gonna paw back over his shoulder. Don't let them get close to you. And that's gonna be turn.
All right.
Now
It is their turn.
How sad.
One.
And they are going to charge, so they are all
Yeah.
gonna make it.
Yeah.
Because they
they're
have a
speedy
movement-
boys.
Because they have a movement speed of 50, and charging lets them double that to make a single attack.
Oh no!
I still just see mannequins with tits, but I'm just trying to be scared. It's hard.
They are breasting boobily towards us.
They're not happy with me right now.
All right.
In their defense, I did shoot them with an arrow.
2 of them are going to attack Gaelin. I'll roll that now first. They are attempting to just bite you. First bite. Oh, I rolled not a d20, I just rolled a 20, so. Okay, 19. That'll hit, I'm assuming.
19 will hit.
16?
16 hits.
Okay, so they both hit you.
Fortunate.
They don't do a lot of
Unfortunate.
damage.
I'm not worried about the physical damage here.
So, you do take 2 points of damage, because you cannot have damage reduced below 1. So, even
Right.
like, the natural 1 minus 1 is still 1 damage, you know what I mean? But you do just only take... Hi, Mecca, how you doing, baby? Sorry, talking to chat. Shouldn't do that because of the podcast, but... for those of you who are in the podcast and don't know, every other Wednesday, this is streamed live over on twitch.tv/Blake_the_lich. Okay, so you do take 2 points of damage, and I need you to make me 2 fortitude saves.
We saw this coming.
Yeah, no, I knew this was coming. Fort save.
Fortitude. Where is that? Oh, there it is. I see.
Fort. Yeah.
Okay.
That
I have
fort
a-
ability isn't about how good you are at making forts.
18.
For both of them?
Oh, no, you said 2, right?
Yeah, because you got bit twice.
18 and 17.
Okay. Alright. I'm not going to tell you what the results actually say, because you wouldn't know as a character. Traz, the other one, the third one, the one that came out of the easternmost cage, turns slightly as it was sprinting and runs towards you.
All right.
Wolf
Yeah.
look-
Sounds good.
Rat looked like tasty snack.
Shall I assume that an
Alright.
18 hits?
Hits AC.
Yes.
You would be incorrect.
Oh, what's your AC at?
19.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Ooh!
Nice.
That's right, you are a fighter. Like, you actually have armor and shit. Like, you're...
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
wait, is Tress using a... Oh, no, you're not using a reach weapon, are you?
No.
Nope, I'm using a dog slicer and
Convenient.
wooden
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Dog slicer.
That is
Wow.
what it is called.
So I would be next because Scarri loses their first turn.
Yes. Scarri, you're going to... I'm not going to say you lose your first turn. What I'm going to say is your first turn has to be spent coming onto the board.
Okay.
So you come around the corner and you had heard the sounds of battle break out, and your friends start, like, shouting in surprise. And you come around the corner and you see Gaelin dancing around two wolves, nipping at his heels, and Traz having just had a wolf go ahead and attempt to take a bite out of them. However, Traz looks up at you just as the wolf closes its mouth around their arm, but it doesn't get through the leather arm.
Did not mean to click what I clicked. I was reading something.
No,
I'm
you're
trying
fine.
to find it.
You're okay. So then it is Krystalia's turn.
Can I assume that the doggo that bit Traz or tried to, I can hit with my sword?
Yeah, you can spend a move action to draw your sword, and then you can make an attack. But yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna power attack it.
Okay, so that's a minus, I believe, 1 to
Whoa.
hit, plus 2 to damage.
Yes, that is what it says. I was just double checking it before I decided to do that. I see what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I'm looking at in here. That's not where it is.
Yeah, it's in Maine.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so instead of a +3, I have a +2.
And I will point out that these wolves are actually bigger than Traz and Scarri are. Like you're small-sized creatures. These are medium-sized wolves. These are like
I'm 4'9". Are
Yeah.
they about my size then?
they're like 5'2", from
Oh.
snout to butt.
Okay. I'm looking at a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
18.
That'll definitely hit.
So, yeah. Now I got roll to Mahe. With the +2 to damage, that's looking at 8 for damage in total.
Okay, the sword swings through the air and bites viciously into the wolf's flesh, which howls in anger and pain.
Holy pain. Yeah.
City.
Is power attack a one only thing, long rest, or is that just a anytime sort of deal?
No, so there's no long rests in Pathfinder.
Okay,
These are not it's just an ability you can do whenever you want to do it.
got it.
The
fact that-
long rest mechanic is sleeping for 8 hours during the night, and that's really what that does. Is that's just natural healing, which is a very small amount.
Yeah,
and
okay.
then recharges spells.
All good.
And technically, it's not even the act of sleeping that recharges the spells. It's just that you can only either pray if you're a holy caster or commute, read your spellbook or whatever the fuck after doing an 8 hour sleep. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fenrus, your turn.
I have
Look at the
done my
battlefield here.
Gaelin,
So it's
Gaelin, bear in mind that I am using the green bar on Roll20 to track your arrows and the red to track your health, so I already use that for you.
I'm gonna do Raven Fee movement on the dog in front of me.
Green bar.
Yeah,
You click on your character.
Click your character.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Just like Fenris, you'll see there's a blue one over yours.
Yeah.
That's your arcane points for your
Right
Magus thing.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay.
That's cool. I didn't see that before.
I will point out, you can attempt to do Raven Fieldman if you want, but that will trigger an attack of opportunity from them.
Moving away would also
You could 5 foot step backwards as a
5 foot
free
step.
action, and then cast.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Yep.
And then do the ray.
And each square is 5 foot. Got it.
You will be taking a -4 to this ranged touch attack because you're technically shooting into melee.
Of course.
Yeah.
So let's see. I need to roll.
A ranged touch attack is d20 plus your. Actually, it should be on your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Yeah, it's just called ranged.
Oh yeah.
So just click the ranged.
+2.
Yeah. Well, for you it would be +3, right? No, I'm sorry. I'm looking
I
at
think
Gaelin.
you're on
I'm
my
looking
sheet.
at Gaelin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're on my sheet there.
Yeah, it'd be a 2 for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So D20 +2. Well, D20 -2 because it's, you're -4 for shooting into melee. You could just tell me. You don't have to always type the result. You could just say, "Hey, I rolled a this."
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. I had someone bugging me.
No, you're fine.
Good.
So
Life
D20. 16 total.
16, but it is a touch attack. Okay, so that will be enough.
So -4. Nice job.
So Ray of Enfeeblement inflicts 1d6 and +1 strength penalty. So roll the d6.
Total of 6.
Alright, so their strength is reduced by 6.
That seems significant.
It means that they cannot do more than 1 point of damage. I don't even have to. I don't have to roll his damage at all.
Does that affect all of them or just that middle
Nah,
one?
just that one.
Okay.
Because his physical damage is currently at a d4 -4.
Well. All right, and your homebrew rules for crits don't even allow that to get them out of it.
Oh, we're not. Yeah.
Like you crit for 2 damage. Wow.
And then
Holy doggo.
and
I
then
mean, I wouldn't knock 2 damage right now, considering how low health we are.
No, you're totally right. But just like a crit being max 2 damage is just a
That
little
is-
funny in my brain.
I mean, yeah, it's funny to think about.
And then also he's going to be suffering a huge penalty to hit because of the penalty to because strength also affects melee hit chance.
Do.
That's why I went for it.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Saving our poor friend Gaelin. It was 2 doggos on their butt.
Oh, wow.
All right. Traz, your turn.
I will attack the one directly ahead of me that tried to bite me.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. That is.
Hey, I stabbed it first. I helped.
9 plus 5. That is a 14.
A 14?
Yep.
That is just enough to hit.
All right. And I do a D4.
I will point out,
+1.
they're probably actually smaller than 5'1" because that's a full-size wolf. These are like young wolves, so they're probably closer to Traz and Scarri's size still, I think. But still, they're big.
I mean, an animal being about the exact same size of you, running up onto you, trying to rip your face off, is still kind of scary.
Yeah,
Even if they were small,
they're probably
teeth are scary.
they're about the they're probably about the size of like a 9 or a 10-year-old human.
Fair. All right.
Like Gaelin said,
That
don't let them
is
get close. The
max
first thing they did
damage,
was
5
charge.
damage.
You did how much?
5.
Okay. With the dog slicer?
Yep.
It
Is
indeed.
that really what it's called?
Yeah, they're goblin
called a
weapons.
dog
They're called
slicer.
dog slicers.
It's a goblin weapon.
I love that. I thought it was a joke.
The
Yeah, it's okay.
heavy machete-like blade of the goblin dog slicer carves its way through the wolf's chest, and you can feel bone, like rib splinter underneath, and it coughs out blood, and then collapses.
You're welcome. I heard it for you. I helped.
Thank you.
I loosened it up.
Top of the initiative order, Gaelin, your turn.
Alright.
You currently have your bow.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to quick action, take a 5-foot step. And then I'm taking a shot right here again, because...
Now, you do have the point-blank shot feat, right?
I do. It is a plus... Let's see, +1 to hit with ranged weapons within 30 foot.
Yep, and the bigger part of that is that it ignores the penalty for shooting at close.
Right.
Yep.
Can someone remind me how you do the pinging thing again, real quick?
Just to hold...
You just hold down.
Yeah,
Hold right click.
And on specifically with the mouse, like the cursor one on the left side, right under it, you can draw. You can change the
You can zoom or...
how, zoom,
Okay.
and then there's also like the
that's-
ruler, which tells you distances, which is really helpful.
Excuse me. Total 19.
19 will definitely hit.
Damage is...
I'm assuming you're shooting at the same one that you shot at last time?
Yeah, it's the same one. It is 7 + 1, so 8 damage.
As you nimbly take a step back, this wolf growls and barks at you, and an arrow is loosed and goes directly into its throat, and it's cut off mid bark, and it collapses on its throat.
How rude.
It's just like more port. Yeah.
How dare you interrupt them? They were talking.
Exactly.
All right, and this one turns at Fenrus, having just cast his witchcraft on it, and it stumbles forward, clearly struggling under the weight of its own muscle.
Would I not get an attack of opportunity here because it's moving?
No, because it's only
well
doing a
within-
5-foot step up, and 5-foot
Oh,
step
fair.
doesn't trigger attack.
Fair.
Opportunity. I'm going to assume an 8 does not hit you.
No, not really. No.
It gums a little bit at your ankles, but it does not have the strength for a full force bite. However, it looks like it's starting to gain its strength back. Because that only lasts for 1 round per level. You guys are level 1, so.
Well, if only there were other people to attack it.
And Scarri, you are now able to act.
Yay!
Sorry, about to come in with the tactical nuke.
Do not cast Fireball.
You are clearly overestimating the spells that I have prepared.
There is no I in team. There's plenty of eyes in.
There's no eye in team, but there is an iron fireball.
There's plenty of eyes in. I didn't
There's
ask who's in
there's-
the room. I cast Fireball.
Yeah, that's what I was going. I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball.
Ugh.
I am going to. Scarri is going to. Oh, that's dangerous.
That's never good.
I'm
Not coming from a spellcaster.
Scarri's going to move up to here and take a swing at it with her little teeny dagger.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Oh, that's a natural 20. So
Okay,
20.
so natural 20 is going to threaten a critical. So roll to confirm your crit.
just for the confirming the crit.
That is going to be a 14.
Critical is confirmed. Roll your damage twice.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I have to get out a D6. So that's the only way I can see doing a D3 easily.
Yeah, you do a d6 and then divide it by 2. Or rounding down. No, rounding up, because it's 1, 2 is 1, 3, 4 is 2, 5, 6 is 3.
3. Yeah. And
Oh.
weird.
Then that's gonna be 4 points of damage.
Okay. You stab the dog, and you know that you caught it in a really vital location, but because of your lack of upper body strength, you weren't really able to get through its hide. Orcish wolves are bred to have like a really thick hide to them, but you draw blood and it yelps in pain.
Stab it there.
Krystalia, your turn.
Are the spaces where the dead dogs are taken up still?
No, you can step over them.
I would like to step to is diagonally
So the way that it works is that the first diagonal square is 5 feet, then the next is 10 for a total of 15, then 5 again, then 10 again, so it's 5, 10.
Okay, so I could do the quick action 5-foot step onto the dead dog in front of Traz.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm hitting the right click. My mouse isn't letting the ping happen.
It's you hold left click.
It's hold.
Left click.
I don't know why they said right click.
Oh, okay. But yeah, there is where and then I will stab the dog.
Okay.
So yeah, you can
Make
just
a melee
pick
attack.
up and move your little
Yeah.
character.
You should be able to move
Oh!
your character.
Okay. Well, then we are going there, and we're gonna stab a dog.
Flanking
We're
is
gonna-
+2, right?
Yes, which you are definitely doing right.
Wait, what, flanking? Does that mean I get more bonuses?
So
You get a
flanking is
+2.
anytime you can draw a straight line from your square to an allied square, and any monsters in that straight line. So in this case, since you can draw a straight line from
Gaelin.
yourself to Gaelin, you get +2 to hit.
Well, I'm gonna power attack then for
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that would just be basically +1 to hit then, instead of +2.
Yeah. Nat 20.
Roll
Oh,
to
boy.
confirm. Which is basically just rolling another attack.
15.
That confirms.
Do I get the
roll
plus
damage
or
twice.
Fucking obliterate this titties.
Clearly, it's because I showed Krystalia where to attack.
Do I get the +2 from power attack to both?
Yeah, so
Guys,
you get
or one?
yeah. So your damage roll on your weapon. Let me pull your character up.
It's a d6 +2.
Right. So you would be rolling you'd be rolling 2d6 +4, and then you'd also be adding +4 damage for a critical power attack. So
Okay.
it's 2d6 +8.
18.
All right.
I said I'd stab it.
You cleave this like Scarri had stabbed this dog in a vital location and it yelped, and Scarri says, "Stab it there!" And you step up and you bury your scimitar directly into the same spot. And you can feel that Scarri was absolutely right. Your blade slides between ribs. You feel organs puncture, multiple organs puncture. And the wolf doesn't even have time to, like, yelp in pain. It just stops to move.
The power of the sword.
The power of sword.
I said I was good at the fighting. I told you that's what I was good at.
Fucking hell.
All right.
Power of I think the dog's dead. I don't
Yes. All three dogs are now lying still in rapidly growing pools of their blood. There is a crowd starting to gather at the amount.
know. No one.
Are we
sick,
free
I
to move about the cabin, Captain?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, we're done with combat.
All right. Gaelin is going to rush over to where the cages were and attempt to pick up any kind of trace of the person we were pursuing.
Survival check, but don't forget that you also gain the bonus from your class skill tracking, because this would be tracking both tracks.
Okay, so there's
In a similar vein, Scarri will also be following over and trying to see if Sir Jeffers could get a scent.
19 total.
So survival checks then for them. You see, you follow footsteps through the muck of the alleyway, and you can see that he had after opening up the cages, he ducked through that small alleyway to the northwest. And seems to have, like, you can see that stuff has been knocked over as he fled.
Got it.
So he's gone. Jeffers will do the same. He'll sit and sniff and just look down the alleyway.
Fair. Trust
So-
will stay close to both of them, just for protection.
Hey, Gaelin.
Yeah.
Are there any significant buildings, or maybe even abandoned buildings that are connected to this alleyway?
No, not really.
No.
That
was a
having been said, you guys are fairly close to the front gate. And the gate is not just like kept closed because it is during the middle of the week, so like it's kept open, so like visitors can come and go, and traders can travel. They only close it when like at night or when they see there's like orcs coming. And you guys are now aware that this guy at least has access to potions of invisibility, so it explains how he's like coming and going.
I'm gonna quickly ask Gaelin if they're doing okay because they got chompity chomped on.
You can make a heal check to attempt to diagnose any potential diseases.
Heal check. Oh, I got a thing there. Cool.
Weird that you're doing that and not me, the medic.
Shh, it's fine. You didn't see him get bit. You showed up late. Dirty 20.
You can see that the bites were fairly superficial. It seems as though it's very unlikely that if these creatures had some kind of disease or poison, it probably didn't get into his bloodstream.
Cool. Good to know going forward that they're not, sick.
For now. I never trust games like this. It's you're not sick for now.
Yeah.
I was just
Mechanically, he didn't get infected.
Yeah.
I'm just being narrative. You know that he passed his fortitude save.
a double check just to be safe because the fortitude could have just been you don't notice anything right away.
With a 20 on the heal check, you know that he's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Not like herpes, but like no, that's a different problem.
Yeah, that's an unrelated issue.
Well, fuck.
They have it. It's not tied to the dog. Got it. Personal choices, not tied to wolf.
That's from the half elf and his birthday party.
Breathe. It's important.
Yeah, the gang's all here. Krystalia, Gaelin, Elren, Fenrus, Scarri.
But yeah, so the crowd, there's the guard has now shown up, and they look at you guys and they look at the 3 dead wolves on the ground, and one of them looks at Gaelin because obviously Gaelin's the one that they know, and just does the kind of shrug, kind of hold up hand movement that implies the what the fuck just happened question.
It's a good question.
Do you know? I'm not sure.
Galen's gonna walk up to the guard and kind of clap him on the shoulder and lean in. We were chasing Ratfolk. Led us down this alleyway. Pulled an invisibility potion, and then loosed the wolves on us.
Trass will add, don't forget we weren't just chasing him for no reason. He was following us with nefarious intent.
So he was tailing us and making moves to close that distance.
Okay, he asks you for a short description of the individual. I'm assuming you pass what you saw, which wasn't a whole lot. And he'll nod and he says, he turns to his partner. He says, Dite, you stay here. And Dite is a half-orc himself, and he looks up and, like, pays attention. And he says, you stay here and make sure that nobody messes with these animals until we can get someone to dispose of them properly. I'll go tell, I guess I'll go to Jagar. Or Jagrin, rather. So we can get some people out looking. Or at the very least, make sure that we keep a closer eye and maybe start closing the gates. And he nods and, like, you know, stands at, the mouth of the alleyway doing, like, nothing to see here, folks. Just some local dogs that had a bit of rabies. Nothing to see. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Yeah.
Gaelin took 2 points of damage.
Nobody important was hurt.
You fucker.
God damn it.
Trask will mention that, like, yeah, these dogs did seem to, like, look sick.
Yeah, you can check the dogs' bodies if you want.
Yeah, I want to investigate the dog bodies.
I will take either a heal or an alchemy check.
From who, or just
Whoever's looking at the bodies.
Whoever's doing it.
Oh no.
the three of us can each check one.
Gaelin is pulling a heal check at 22.
Scarri is doing an alchemy check.
Okay.
At 29.
Okay.
Ooh.
Beat me at 10 is fairly.
Damn,
We could have taken that one and just
Yeah.
been fine.
As you're looking, you can see that the dogs, they do have a wound, each of them. Sorry, had a hangnail, had to bite it off. They do each have a wound. That's very interesting because you didn't cause it. There is a very small puncture that anyone with, actually both of you with a roll that high, you would recognize as like a syringe puncture at the base of their neck. These wolves were intentionally dosed with something to make them go rabid and have that disease that they had is not a natural disease. It was like a manufactured chemical weapon.
Is this umbrella again?
Oh boy.
So what did you both find out?
Someone injected these poor creatures with something. I think it drove them mad.
Well, that is something that I guess we'll have to look out for and be wary of. We don't know what it might do to a person if they inject it, and if they have invisibility, that could be easier done than we'd like. Shall we
Considering the events, I'm going to go ahead and say no one goes anywhere in groups of less than 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess we continue making our way to this smith.
Yeah, let's
And let the
continue
guards
our-
handle the rest of the situation.
Yeah, there's been a couple of guards now they're starting to get supplemented by militia that are currently on duty. And they're doing normal like post-crime scene cop stuff, you know. They brought a cart over that they're putting the dog bodies in. I'm assuming someone points out like, hey, keep your hands away from their mouths. They clearly like diseased. And so like they're cleaning up the bodies and that kind of thing. And as you walk down the city streets, you notice that the guard kept to his word. It is indeed, he is indeed keeping. There are more actual guard patrols, and Gaelin, you would notice that the guard patrols are now on a low alert. They're actually looking for someone. They're not doing the like, oh, I'm just walking around because I have to do my patrol. They're like, no, they're like, oh no, there's like a danger. You know what I mean?
They are actively searching for anything happening.
Yeah. You would also see as you guys are walking past, because you do have to walk past the main gates. You see that they are closing half of the main gates, which is causing a little bit of a traffic jam, but it allows them to like visually inspect every cart that comes through, and it's a lot harder to like slip in and out unnoticed now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We've gone to that low hum alert right now.
Yeah. All right. You continue on through the to the blacksmith, which is known as Clamor in town. And Clamor is kind of just like the nickname for it, because all through the night you can constantly hear the ting, ting of like the smiths and apprentices working the, the forges. As you come up, Fenrus, you would know right away to where to find Sarah Morninghawk. Because you know Agrit pretty well, and so you.
Oh, of course. I can lead the way there.
Yeah. The blacksmith is a squat, cramped building in the western corner of Lower Trinau. Oh my goodness, I am having sudden technical issues. Okay, that seems to have been fixed. The smith is a squat, cramped building in the western corner of Lower Trinau. The clang of metal on metal rings out of the building pretty much every hour of the day, and the heat from the forge just washes over you as you go in through the front door. You can see several apprentices working on small metal goods, nails, horseshoes, that kind of thing. Sarah Morninghawk is in the back, at the primary forge, and you can see that she's working on a new batch of spears to be handed out to guards and militiamen. As you come in, she looks up at you and gives you a polite smile and nods at you, but she doesn't have any reason to suspect you're here for anything other than normal business.
All right. Sarah, can I get you a moment of your time?
Sarah will raise an eyebrow at confusion. Yeah, absolutely. She'll put aside the spearhead that she was working on, wipe her hands clean of charcoal, and lean against the desk. Just, what can I do for you?
Who has that receipt?
I do. Trask does. Trask will walk forward with the receipt.
So, the knife. Who has the knife?
I do as well at this point. I will walk forward with the receipt in one hand and the knife in other.
Just holding the knife at her, like pointing it at her.
Just, like, just with the written section, the section with the where it would be engraved, like sort of pointed somewhat towards her, but like not pointed at her.
Mm-hmm.
So, does this knife match this receipt?
She'll take the knife and the receipt and look at it. This is my handiwork. I remember specifically making this blade about a week ago. It's certainly that. And she'll look over and glance at the area for the engraving. She'll grunt in frustration and spit on the ground. And she'll say, I guess Ernsil never actually put the engraving on there. I guess it doesn't really matter much anymore.
I know precious little about the Hope knife, but why would he have the receipt for the one that the person he was getting engaged to was supposed to give him.
She shakes her head and she says, "Well, I gotta be honest with you. I didn't take the order, so I didn't. If there was a story that went with it, I didn't hear it. But any hope knife that gets lost or made or anything, because that's not super uncommon. Someone loses a hope knife and has a replacement made. It's tradition that only a Trinawan native can make a hope knife, so I make all of them."
Okay.
Can we speak to Ursel about this knife, about not the engraving not having been done?
She spits on the ground again. She says, "I'd love to give her a piece of my mind myself, but she's been missing for 2 days now."
Oh, that is just...
Suspicious.
Overhead here. The name was what, Ernsel?
Yes.
Ursel.
Is that a name that Gaelin would recognize? As
You recognize it as Orcish.
yeah, that was kind of what I was afraid of.
And Sarah will say, "Yeah, Ernsel came into town about a month ago. She was a half-orc. She said she escaped from one of the local tribes, and I didn't pry too much into that because, well, Gaelin, you know as well as I do, the lineage that most half-orcs come from and what they'll do to half-orcs in the full orc-blooded tribes. I didn't want to bring up any trauma, but she said that she had a decent hand at blacksmithing, and I said, you know what? Young woman like that, just getting away from some trauma, I figured I'd give her a job. She worked perfectly fine for a couple of weeks, and then she was scheduled to open the smithy 2 days ago, and I came in and it was still closed, and I haven't seen the hide nor hair of her since. I checked her room at the Ramble House and she was gone."
Which room was hers?
She'll give you a room number. It's nothing that you've heard.
Okay. Wasn't that last room? Okay.
No.
Do you have physical description?
She'll tap her chin as the DM flips through the book.
Tap her chin, thinking.
The flipping of
Thinking some
paper
more.
fills the air.
Yeah, she was a half orc, roughly 5'7", 5'8". And she had a tattoo on her forehead, some tribal thing. She said it was a mark of one of her a mark of ownership from her old clan. Dirty green skin. You normally don't see skin that green on the half orcs. So she probably had was closer to the actual. She was probably a first generation half orc like myself.
Makes sense.
Like I said, I haven't seen her anywhere.
Can you describe this symbol?
Yeah, she'll grab a sheet of parchment and one of the little like sticks of charcoal that they use for marking stuff when they're working on it, and she'll draw it out for you. I'm not gonna draw it out. It's like a tribal tattoo. Like if you go to the beach and you see like some ripped buff guy with a tribal like arm tattoo, it's like that kind of
Rips
design.
dude, bro.
Yeah, it's like literally tribal tattoo style thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't think there's too much else we can get from here.
Fair.
Thank you for your help, Sarah.
Yes, thank you very much.
Sarah will nod and she'll say, "Yeah, just let me know if you need anything else. I'm happy to help."
Let you know
Tress
if
will
anything
say,
comes
I
up.
might have something to talk with you about later, but that will be for later.
She'll shrug and nod. and go back to working on the spears if there's nothing else.
Shouldn't be. So Tress will leave the building and ponder very thoughtfully between going to.
Oh, I'm sorry. She'll also point one thing out when she was talking about the hope knife.
Okay.
The hope knife was never picked up. So this was stolen out of her smithy.
Okay, that is a very big piece of info.
Sorry, that's my fault. I just I was sitting here going through my head, and I'm like, I don't think they ever actually asked about this. And I didn't think I brought it up. But yeah, no, she would have said as soon as she saw it, she would have her eyes would have lit up a little bit. She would have said, I was wondering where that knife went. It's definitely my work. I thought it was still in the back. Roderick never came and picked it up.
Good. Oh, good.
Which means
Tress when that was said, Tress would just be like, look blankly at her, go. Ah. Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah.
I guess the question that would follow that one is, when did it go missing?
She wouldn't know because she actually still thought it was in the back.
Ah, okay.
Days ago, actually.
2 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask her that, she'll say, "Well, I figured it was still in the barrel that was with all the stuff Ernstl was working on, so I didn't bother to check because he wasn't supposed to pick it up for another few days."
I think that gives us a little bit of a bearing on the compass.
Yeah.
Seems like we keep finding more questions and less answers.
Yes, but the
threads
questions
to
are all
pull at.
pieces of an answer.
All threads of the same rug, damn it.
We have a puzzle. We have a puzzle in front of us, and we're just getting more and more pieces to it. They aren't the answer themselves, but put together, they will give us it. So having done that, Trust will leave and then just ask, all right, so do we, looking over to the water, do we want to go there first and check out the bottom and then maybe the top part after the next section, or after we go to the residential district, or should we just forego it down here and just go check out the top?
Well, sorry. Well, you're already here. May as well.
Sounds good.
Set off to the hoop.
We're gonna head over to the waterfall then, I think.
Okay, as you start getting over to the lake, you'll start noticing that a crowd has been gathering here. There's actually a good chunk of people murmuring and that kind of thing. And
Galen's just gonna. That can't be good.
Girl's going to try and worm her way through the crowd, try to figure out what's happening, see what they're all gathering around.
It's fine. You reach the edge of the lake, and it's pretty obvious immediately what is going on. You will notice a guard. He's clearly a guard of some significance because he's wearing the guard uniform, but he's got special gear with him that normally would indicate, because guards would have standardized gear unless they were officers, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he's dangling from the top of the cliff. He's got a rope tied around his waist that's then secured to a rock at the top of the cliff, and he's lowered himself down the waterfall. And he's attempting to scrub away at what you would, what Scarri and Traz you would recognize is the graffiti. It's
Is
go
this
ahead.
a separate one or the one that?
This is the one that you had originally said. This is just the easiest way
Okay.
for him to reach it.
Okay, we did cover it up with mud.
Yeah, no, he's still trying to get rid of it.
Okay, so still found it. Okay.
Yeah, and he's now the reason that everyone's staring, he is not doing this efficiently. He's I'm trying to scrub it off, and he's got like a horsehair brush, and this man is very clearly extremely drunk.
Ah, fair.
Wash it off, and that's what Roderick would have wanted. Keep the city clean and keep everyone happy.
Gaelin's just gonna
Gaelin,
just
you
drop
recognize
his head into his hand.
Gaelin, you recognize this is Almost from.
Yeah, he's just gonna drop his head into his hand. He's like, "What the fuck, almost?"
I will point out that, Gaelin, you would remember that Almost has been a teetotal. He's totally swore off the drink about, 6-7 years ago. And, he is fucking wasted.
Yeah, that's
could have caused that.
that's why Gaelin dropped his head into his hands, because it's just he didn't want to see almost like that again, because it's never pretty.
Scrub. Gotta get Roderick, poor Roderick. Cleaning it up. He hasn't noticed you at all.
Oh, quick question. Have the townsfolk been informed of what's going on?
Rumors would have spread fairly quickly about Roderick's death. And people would know, but also, the thing is that the town is convinced this was a suicide. So the conversation that's going around is, why did Roderick kill himself, not what happened to Roderick. You know what I mean?
Alright. Guess Galen's gonna work his way through the crowd to get as close to the to get to the front of the crowd.
You can get pretty much right underneath Almost. He'd just be dangling above you.
And then he's gonna just lean back, shut up. Almost! Get the fuck down from there.
Looks down at you and says, Gaelin, why don't you get the fuck up here and help me with this?
Scarry's going to kind of go up to Gaelin and say, I wouldn't recommend doing that. You're not going to be able to clean that by scrubbing. To remind you.
Oh, yeah. Almost. You can't scrub it off. It's got some kind of magic to
But
it.
I've got to, Roderick. Oh, that poor magnificent bastard. The last thing he did before the Hope Knife ceremony ended was he told me to make sure that this was all scrubbed off and clean. I have to honor those wishes.
I understand, but you literally can't scrub it off.
I've gotta try. He's wasted, so he's really not listening to this logic to you.
If you come down here, I'll clean it for you. I know how.
Why is there a rat talking?
I can only imagine it's compounded because he's above us. It's just like an extra bit of perspective that we are even smaller.
Gaelin, you might need to help your friend down.
That's the other problem, is he can't actually get himself down. He had drunk logic with his decision to dangle himself here. He's kinda stuck.
Yeah, he doesn't look like if he wanted to, he could get down.
Egir.
I'm going to have to fucking climb now.
That. This has been one hell of a day.
You can see that, like, in the crowd, you know, that's continuing to gather. Someone close by has heard the story of, like, him saying, like, oh, the poor bastard Roderick. And, there's a traveling bard nearby, and, he claps you on the shoulder, and he says, I'll try to get the crowd to leave a bit. I might be able to take advantage of this. It seems like you guys have some stuff to talk about.
Thank you.
And he pulls out a lute and, you know, starts singing. He says, Trinowans, let us not allow the sadness of the loss of your guard captain to permeate us like this poor soul who was just torn apart. Let us remember Roderick for the brave leader he was. And he, like, kind of walks to the other side, like, strumming the lute and, like, playing a dirge. And the crowd, like, some of them disperse, you know, they really don't want to listen to, like, a street performer. Some of them, like, nod, like, yeah, Roderick was a good guy. Let's remember him for his life. And, like, the crowd kind of leaves you guys alone. Just a random, like, you know, nice bard that was like, you know what, let me give these guys some space.
Fair.
I've got to deal with this. Someone remind me to tip that bard later. The question is, would it be easier to go around to the top and cut him loose?
you could probably stack. There's, like, some boxes and stuff nearby that you could probably stack to, like, get up to him. He's not, like, super high up. He's only, like, 10, 15 feet up.
Ian's gonna look around and start gathering boxes.
I'll help Gaelin stack them.
It takes a few minutes, and the whole time, Omos is just, what are you guys doing? What? Those are boxes, not ladders. I don't understand. Why is there... What? Oh god, there's dire rats! Quick, call the... Oh, and he's gonna puke into the water.
Lovely.
Glad I breakfast.
Yep.
And so you go ahead and stack up the boxes, and you are able to get to Omast fairly easily. And we'll continue the conversation in the next episode.
Yay.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and take a short break, everybody, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.